Now in this video, as I promised, we'll be talking about Pagani Design watches specifically and how well they resell on eBay. So in this video, just the rules of engagement are, I will be using the buy prices plus the 20% VAT that we pay here in UK. Now all the prices, I will transfer them or translate them to USD just to make that a level playing field. Also, for the sale prices that I get on eBay, I will not be deducing the 12.8% eBay commission. So sale price is just the price that the customer or anybody who's bought the watch is paid, and my buy price is the AliExpress price plus 20% VAT. Now that we have the rules of engagement, let's talk about the last 10 Pagani Design watches that I bought and consequently sold on eBay. And we'll find out if Pagani Design actually hold their value better than some other brands. Let's get into it. First up, I want to kick off with the PD1767. So I actually bought this watch for $58, and that's including VAT, and I sold it for $75. So that gave me a profit of 29%. So the PD1767 gets a power reserve sub-dial, dedicated to letting you know how much time or power is actually left in the tank. We get a 316L stainless steel case, a wide and meaty canvas strap with a side pin buckle. The slightly domed sapphire crystal is the perfect addition to soften the ruggedness of this diver watch. It also gets a side screw crown and a screw-down exhibition case back, allowing for 200 meters of water resistance. So this is definitely a very good looking watch. It comes in 4 colors, black, green, blue and white. It's an awesome watch. And we can see that, yep, bought it for, what was it? $58, sold it for $75. No issues. So Pagani Design, yeah, it actually allows for a bit of profit. Now let's go to number 2, the PD1765. So I bought this watch for $51 and sold it for $38, giving me a loss of 25%. And the Pagani Design PD1765 is an elegant all-rounder. The standout features include the curved coin bezel, similar to the fluted design, yet rounded and thinner. This elegant and reflection-happy frame surrounds a flat slab of sapphire crystal, which also gets anti-reflective coating. With regards to the dimensions, a diameter of 40.2mm, a lug-to-lug length of 46mm, a height of 10, and a lug width of 20mm. The weight on the leather strap is 90 grams. This is a very good looking watch. It's more of a business watch. It looks fine, but considering that it does get sapphire crystal, a leather strap, it gets a stainless steel case, and still $51 and sold it for $38. So $38 is not a lot of money, and yet that seems what the people are willing to pay for a non-automatic piece. Although we do have some pieces later on in this collection which are also non-automatic, but they sold really well. And I'm yet to figure out what is driving the people to pay slightly more for certain watches. And I want to hear your comments about this. What do you think? But anyway, let's go to number 3 now. At number 3, we've got the YS5. This is a beautiful Homage watch, no doubt. Bought it for $55, sold it for $57, giving me a profit of about, I don't know, 4%, something like that. Anyways, so again, pretty much break-even watch. So this Pagani Design is a YS5 version 3 with no date. It's an automatic 200-meter water-resistant diver watch, which gathers its inspiration from Omega heritage divers. Thankfully, the version 3 we have omits the date window, just a symmetrical open dial that is balanced and perfect as it is. Notice the ceramic bezel, it's thin yet notchy, drawing close to the case, while the boxy sapphire crystal is pronounced just a millimeter above it. The dome of the crystal is minimal, and the elegantly protruding glass above the bezel does not inspire a vintage look, rather sporty and assertive. This is definitely a beautiful watch, and yeah, it's a break-even point, so $55, $57, that's what it sold for. I think that it looks way more expensive, but somehow eBay and the people on it who were auctioning, who were bidding on the auction, priced it at just $57. For number 4, we've got the PD1782. This is a stunning watch, absolutely stunning. And I paid $82 for it, sold it for $71, giving me quite a significant loss of 13%. Let's talk about the watch in a bit of detail. So it gets brushed and polished surfaces, and these create unique light play effects. The dome sapphire crystal is seamlessly integrated into the polished fixed bezel. We get a functional mecha quartz chronograph with a sweeping seconds hand. There are 3 subdials and a tachymeter scale. We get a screw-in crown and a screw-down case back. My favorite spec though on the watch are the half links that we get on the stainless steel bracelet. Now this is probably the only Pagani design that I've seen with a butterfly clasp that actually gets half links. So really impressed. And that watch, it looks stunning, amazing, and it did set me back quite a bit of money. I usually don't pay over $60 for Pagani Design watches, but this one set me back $82, and as you can see, I couldn't quite get my money back on eBay. At number 5, we're going to talk about the Pagani Design 1644. So this is a 4 Meteorite dial watch. It's a chronograph. It's an absolutely stunning watch, because what makes it so stunning is the price I paid for it. I paid $36 for it. That's it. That's with VAT, while I sold it for $63. So that gave me a profit of about 40%. That is absolutely insane. So again, I think what Warren says, if you go in on a sale and you buy something at a really sharp price, yeah, you can resell it quite well. But that is quite obvious. Let me tell you about this watch in a bit of detail. So the diameter here is 39.5 millimeters, a lug to lug length of 47.5, a height of 12, and a lug width of 20 millimeters. Considering the robust case size of just a smidge under 40 millimeters, it's in line with market trends of diminishing diameters. The black rubber strap complements the black tachymeter scale in a marked and sophisticated fashion. The sporty look tones down the luxurious aesthetics and the superior bling of the Meteorite dial. So once again, $36, that was a fantastic price to get the watch at. And of course, it was sold for $60 plus. So very nice, good deal on that watch. And I think so far we've covered 4 watches, and we can see on some you do make money, on some you lose money. But the picture or the lay of the land is not as bad as we saw with some other brands. And if you haven't seen my initial video on this topic, I will be leaving a link for it at the end of the video on the end screen. So make sure to check it out, because it really gives you the other side of the reviewer story. For number 6, let's talk about the Pagani Design PD1708. This is a very special watch because it doesn't really homage just one design. It sort of looks similar to a couple of different designs, and it has its own trait. And most importantly, it does come on this massively meaty Milanese bracelet. I'm not a fan of the Milanese bracelets because usually they come in cheap and they're very flaky and thin. This one is thick and meaty. It looks absolutely awesome, and the watch itself is very much impressive. You can get it in 2 variants, either with the vintage yellow indices and numerals or the sterile white. So I bought the watch for $48 and I sold it for $47. A small loss of about 2% on there, but let me tell you about the watch. The beige tones on the black matte dial and the pronounced minute track under the Riho and pusher stylings remind me of a vintage Rolex from the 1970s. The 2 subdials eating into the 2, 4, and 8 and 10 hour positions. Their size and layout prompt me to the Mont Blanc 1858 chronograph, while the numerals with loomed pips at the hour marks are so reminiscent of the Hamilton Hockey Pilot Pioneer. So there is a lot going on with this watch. It's homaging looks, it's taking a bit of this and that, but altogether the watch does look very prominent and quite striking. But once again, break-even point. Bought for 48, sold for 47. That's that. At number 7, we've got probably one of my favorite watches from Pagani Design, the PD1717. So this one here homages the Longines spirit, and it does it very effortlessly, and it does it so well. So I actually picked it up for $60 with VAT, while I sold it for $81, giving me a profit of 34%. I think that's great. So this is an automatic watch, and the air of nostalgia and aviation heritage is still lingering in this watch. The contemporary watch styling overpowers though. We get sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, bright and relatively long-lasting C3 lume, which is very surprising for a Pagani Design watch. The screw and case back and a screw and crown are given, and of course the bracelet is 316L stainless steel, same as the case of course. So it gets this beautiful blue sunburst dial. Now I've got the version 1 here, right, so these are the shorter hands, but you can get a version 2 with the longer hands, the longer minute hand that stretches all the way to the Riho. This is a beautiful watch, no doubt, and we can see that the eBay customers have actually priced it or valued it slightly higher than the previous watches we've been looking at. At number 8, we're going to talk about the PD1731. So this is a beautiful watch. Firstly, it's unique in that it doesn't homage any particular watch. It goes for the Grand Seiko look, it does, but it's priced right, it gets premium components, the dimensions are absolutely perfect. Basically anybody with a wrist of 5.5 inches can pop it on and it would look absolutely great. It is more of a unisex watch because it's a dress watch. Really, there's no lume here, but that box sapphire crystal, those blue crystals that are spread across that nice big open dial, it looks amazing. So I picked up the watch for $60. And I thought that was a great deal, while I sold it for $77. So looks do matter. Obviously they do, and this is not an automatic. This is a VH31 watch, so a sweeping seconds watch. It features a box sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, 316L stainless steel case and bracelet. The case gets many facets and bevels. Light play is unique between the various finishes like polished and brushed surfaces. The screw-down case back and crown warrant 100 meters of water resistance. The milled and signed clasp are a bonus that we really didn't expect on such a budget timepiece that already looks so great. So it seems like there were no shortcuts being done or cut on this watch. And we can see it in the price. Bought it for $60, sold it for $77. And now let's get on to number 9. For number 9, we have another stunner from Pagani Design, and this one is a close favorite of mine, very close to the PD1717, the Spirit Homage. So this one here, the 1751, is a Ranger Homage. So not only does it look great because it's got a black piano glass dial, it's not that, it's actually an enamel dial on a Pagani Design. Not San Martin, a Pagani Design gets an enamel dial. On top of that, it gets boxed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, and on top of that it gets a sapphire sandwich, meaning that the top glass is sapphire as well as the exhibition case back is sapphire as well. So quite astounding. I picked up that watch for $65 with VAT, while I sold it for $77, giving me a profit of 15%. And it's a lovely watch, it just is. This 37mm Ranger Homage is all that and more, featuring a box sapphire crystal to protect the enamel dial, as well as a sapphire crystal exhibition case back, which together form the previously thought unattainable joy of owning a sapphire sandwich, well, sub $100. Add the dependability of a Japanese automatic movement, specifically the NH35, 200 meters of water resistance, and a stainless steel case and bracelet. So this is definitely a stunner, and it doesn't really matter how much it sold for on eBay. This watch is stunning because I sold it and then I bought one back just for me from AliExpress. It is such a unique watch. What I like about it mostly, of course, is the sapphire sandwich, because that is almost unheard of in the sub $200 space. For number 10, I want to talk about another very special watch by Pagani Design, the PD1728. So I bought the watch for $56 including VAT, and I sold it for $70. This is an automatic piece. The bracelet is not the best on this watch, I will not lie, but the dial, the general aesthetics of the watch, they're so premium, they're so luxurious, they're so expensive. I think I've actually named the title of the video. If you want to get mugged, it's so easy with this watch. Well, in London, getting mugged is not that difficult anymore, but for that watch, you're increasing your chances pretty majorly because it looks stunning. The PD1928 echoes the legacy of an iconic timepiece, namely the Nautilus Homage. This watch packs a punch with sapphire crystal and anti-reflective coating, stainless steel case and bracelet. Mind you, the bracelet uses screw pins, not push pins, so another push towards the premium segment. It serves us with a screw-down case back and a screw-in crown, 100 meters of water resistance for water-loving moments, and importantly a robust case size at just a smidge under 40 millimeters. The watch is powered by an automatic Seagull ST6 movement, hackable and dependable, with a proven track record. So here are the 10 Pagani designs that I wanted to cover with you, on how I bought them on AliExpress, I reviewed them, and then I sold them on eBay as used but in mint condition, because the tags have been taken off, but they're still in boxes with any warranty cards, user manuals, whatever the watches came with. And we can see that in contrast to other brands that I covered in my initial video, Pagani Design actually do quite okay. Fine, I haven't taken off the 13% or the 12.8 that eBay charges on top of the sale price. Still though, if we just look at the buy price and sell price, the sell price really means the value that people on the market, on the street, value these watches at. That's what they think they cost. But that's probably less than what they look like. Anyways, what I can deduct from this is that Pagani Design is definitely a solid investment, because you will always be able to at least get your money back, or at least 80% of it. Sometimes you'll be able to get more back. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you found it interesting. I really want to see and hear your comments. So please let me know in the comments below the video what you think about the pricing strategies on eBay as well as on AliExpress. Do you actually buy watches on sales and then try to sell them off in the non-sale periods? Tell me what you do. Or you just buy watches because you love them. In regards to the watches that we've covered here, so I have already completed the comprehensive reviews for all of them, so I'll be leaving links to those reviews in the description below the video. Also, I'll be leaving the links to the AliExpress listings of all the watches that we covered here today as well in the description below the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.